Game number 2 on Daybreak. Spawning in the top right position is the blue ZerG player. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Invictus Gaming, 1 game away from bowing out of IPL 5. It is XiGua.
All right, and spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner from Team MJ Team, it is BBoong, our red ZerG player on Daybreak. Now, why do you think XiGua would choose Daybreak?
This is oh, is it? Well, I mean, the 3 maps were technically chosen in advance.
Right. Oh,
so they do the vetoes, and then they choose the order.
Yes.
And in a mirror matchup, not necessarily.
It doesn't really matter here.
It doesn't matter too much. What I would say about Daybreak is because of that lovely little chasm, sort of to the right of BBoong's base, for example, we could potentially see some Muta play. What about here? Not out of the question at all. There's a healthy amount of space on the map to try and use those mutas to establish map control. Daybreak, of course, a very long map by ground, but by air, you don't have to worry about those nooks and crannies. So maybe we'll see a little bit of leaning towards that Spire play. We'll have to wait and see, though.
And that's exactly what Scarlet went for in the DRG match. Both of them went for mutas, and Scarlet somehow came out on top because she was trying to make as many banelings as possible, where DRG was going completely baneling heavy, and that allowed her to get a nice little +1 carapace a little bit earlier, and those muta engagements just went in her favor. So
sure.
So that was one of those things that I was just I want to point out, is that those little things here and there, maybe 1 or 2 banelings here and there, do really matter in those types of games.
They really do. I mean, if you're watching the stream and you're going, wait, what do you mean little things really matter? Like, don't we get into a situation? No, Fungal sorts everything out. It's not always like that, guys. I mean, great examples. Zergling versus Zergling. Let's assume that everyone is dancing around and no good baneling hits connect. Having 2 extra Zerglings, 8 versus 10. You don't get 2 Zerglings surviving at the end. You get way more than 2 for the side that's 10. It's a little bit of a snowball effect. Muta versus Muta, Phoenix versus Phoenix, other great examples of stuff like that, where a small difference in supply for one player actually amounts to a big lead by the end of the battle. And obviously when you
upgrades as well.
Yes, and when you clump your units up, it makes it more difficult for players to tell if they have more or less than you. And sometimes a small difference can lead to really, really big rewards. So great point there, Jamtip.
Quite true, quite true. Thank you very much. You compounded so well upon it. Anyway, guys, spawning pool's going down for both of these players, and Gas as well. So playing incredibly standard. ZerG versus ZerG for both these players so far. And I just keep thinking about pizza, and I'm just... maybe I'm a little bit hungry, but I just keep saying I like pizza, and I'm like, I like pizza too. I know I've already made that joke once, but
I've only had breakfast today, so you're making me hungry, man.
I'm sorry. I'll stop talking.
Well, no, it's all right. We'll go for some pizza, come back, and watch GSL. That's going to be on after this, guys. Oh my goodness,
now,
so stoked.
Something to note is that XiGua's kept 3 guys on Gas, whereas BBoong's only kept only 1. Now, Metabolic Boost was started here for BBoong at the same time as XiGua, so denying himself getting that those other 2 on the Extractor means that we're probably going to see a little bit less of a tech-heavy choice coming out here from BBoong, a little bit more on the Econ.
That's a great point, actually, and we can see that reflected immediately as XiGua goes for a faster baneling nest here. Now, bear in mind that, of course, due to the length of the map, this isn't necessarily going to hit super quick compared to normal, and also that BBoong is going to have just a couple more minerals to work with as well, so he will be able to maybe squeeze out an extra drone or 2 before trying to defend with maybe Lings and Spine Crawlers until he gets his own baneling nest up, or he may just attempt to go a little bit later on into his own tech. We'll wait and see.
Quite true, and that's one of those awesome things about keeping the 1 guy on Gas, is that you can actually still get a baneling nest and still get a couple of banelings here and there.
Yeah.
But you just come out so much more on top on those Zergling numbers, or possibly drones.
We have the reason why now. So he could go for that baneling nest, you're absolutely correct, but he's actually just going to be saving that gas up for now, and he's going for 22 Zerglings. So he wants to go out and apply some pressure out in the middle of the map. Basically, BBoong is trying to skip the baneling nest and try and put some pressure on his opponent without having to. That's a lot of Lings popping out as speed finishes, but we have XiGua. He's actually coming around the other side with a healthy number of Lings as well. He had 20 in production a moment ago, and BBoong now starting his baneling nest much later than XiGua, but he just needs really to have them for defense as it currently stands. And here we go, moving into the natural expansion. One of those banelings detonating prematurely here, and BBoong does have more Lings, so XiGua's going to have to use these banelings defensively. Such a tricky position to be in.
Yeah, and there were a couple of banelings that were morphed in over here. Now, they're not doing anything just yet. There is actually an Overlord that is spotting them. but those could possibly just move on at a later point when BBoong's not paying attention to them.
And is BBoong gonna... No, okay, he's not gonna attempt to go back into natural. He knows that there are some defensive banelings there. He's actually gonna be running back with his lings now. Needs to be very careful there because XiGua is leading with a baneling here, and the spine crawlers are not complete. This could be fantastic news for XiGua here, running back with the baneling, and that's a fantastic detonation.
Once again, XiGua with an amazing detonation on those banelings. We can definitely see what phase of the game he does really well in. Comes in here, gets a huge ling advantage, and now map control is completely under his...
Not quite as big as the previous one.
Not quite as big.
But that was actually pretty close,
That was still a really good one.
It really was.
He's really good at those baneling detonations.
And that was really close as well in the sense that the number of lings that XiGua had left over there, if he just had a couple more, we might have just seen him go straight into the main base and try and do a lot of damage. That was like really borderline, and oh, not again!
But he misses the detonation, but that was a lot of banelings.
4, I believe
that was a pretty good trade there for BBoong. But still, XiGua moving in with so many...
Oh no! That was so good. BBoong just going straight for the banelings, trading 2 for way more than 2 there. And he should be able to hold this comfortably against BBoong there. Yes, 6 workers have been killed, but how much has been invested into this attack? The spine crawlers doing their jobs beautifully. If we take a look at the number of harvesters, they are basically dead even, but XiGua coming in for round number 2.
And there goes those Zergling going around in the circle. BBoong getting another nice detonation, but I don't know if it's enough. Yeah, it is. He's got a lot more Zergling coming in here, and now looking at the unit counting station. Oh, well, sorry about that. The Spire now coming down here for BBoong, so he actually made out pretty well because XiGua spent so much gas trying to get so many banelings out there that his lair is incredibly delayed at this point.
You make a great point as well, and the other thing that's happening behind this is that BBoong is now going for his 3rd base. Oh, Queen surround there on the ramp. Is there a transfuse available? I don't think so. One Queen's going to go down. The 2nd Queen will go down as well. That is a great pick off there from BBoong.
But a little bit of lag coming in here right now, and this might be... Oh.
No.
Oh, no. Don't you dare do this to me. I'm going to wait.
This is, okay, this is a very, very tense moment here. I hope that we don't end up dropping out of this game. Or more importantly, even if we do end up dropping out of the game, I hope that the players are okay. So we're going to be getting an admin of that and see what is happening.
And it's coming back a little bit.
BattleNet connection. It looks like the internet connection
is a little bit spotty right now.
Yeah, a little bit spotty. If we get back into the game, we should probably pause it immediately.
Yes.
And get a member of the admin team to try and figure out what's going on here, because this is a very delicate part of the game right now. We have BBoong taking his 3rd base. See if we can get a pause on the game. Can we get a pause there?
I clicked pause, but I don't know if we're actually going to get a pause. I'm going to go switch over to the webcams right now.
All right, so a little bit of a hiccup there, guys. Sorry about that. That's actually really tense. So it'd be nice if we can just get that game paused, calm it down, and let both players sort of relax before we actually start off again.
Exactly.
One thing I do want to point out, though,
a little bit of aggression there, so we do have to make sure that that pause goes in there and that both players are perfectly fine with where we're sitting. But continue, you were saying?
Well, we have a situation now where the Spire is coming down for BBoong and it's almost complete. It was coming down as the aggression from XiGua was ending, so he knows that XiGua doesn't have those Zerglings and banelings left to spare at the moment to continue with more of an assault. Oh, one moment.
Oh, the whole stream died.
The function of art to renew our perceptions. Yes, I know, it sounds a little weird, but the truly significant work of art is the one that prepares the future. It's a high-speed collaboration between people recombining everything into new forms.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think?
Love it.
We agree. I'd buy that for $1.
Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't, you should subscribe.
AMD A-series APUs give you discrete level graphics and multi-core CPU power, all on one chip.
Rated M for mature.
All right, guys, I think we're vaguely back here at IPL 5. Here's what happened, okay? We had a giant monster swoop down on the building and attack our internet, Sham2. And then KenZy ripped off his shirt and went, "No!" And we sent him to wrestle said monster. And now they're locked in an epic engagement while the internet slowly stabilizes.
It's almost like Gandalf versus the Balrog, pretty much. If you can imagine
That's exactly
that,
what
it's like
just
that,
happened.
except for instead of being Ian McKellen, it's actually just KenZy.
So we'll
It's pretty crazy. I lost it. I cried in a corner. I'm not afraid to admit it.
So it's a pretty difficult situation here, guys. Sorry about the lag, but the great thing is, even though the stream went down and everything super stuttered, we managed to pause the game, and for some bizarre reason that is making my heart warm so much, nobody dropped from the game. We're still in it as observer.
Oh my god, I think we actually might be able to get right into this game.
Nobody dropped. BBoong, I think, is still in here. XiGua is still in here. We had paused the game at the 9-minute and 57-second mark, and I think we're going to be able to continue. I was so worried about being able, like, having to replay that game from scratch.
Oh, man.
Just tell them to wait 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on pause. Okay, so we're going to be going in a few seconds here. Let's just double check to make sure everything is okay. 3, 2, 1, unpause, and let's get back into this game. I'm Jarisar. With me is Sham2. Craziness has ensued here, and we are going back into game number 2 here between BBoong and XiGua, with BBoong leading 1-0.
Yeah, and you know, not only that, but we also have BBoong doing really well in this map. He's got the Spire underway. His lair's already finished up here. But the only thing that XiGua's got going for him right now, he's got the +1 ranged weapons coming down as well. A little bit of aggression here. The third base has finished up here for BBoong, and that's doing so well for him. So anyway, this is going to be quite an engagement. I'm so happy that this game actually was able to come back.
Now here's... Okay, here's the position we had when the game obviously ended up being paused. BBoong started taking his third. And he took his third and dropped his Spire at the same time. And he knew that XiGua was out of units to harass him with. So very soon, we're going to see BBoong take complete map control with Mutalisk. And I'm worried this will end up delaying XiGua's third a little bit.
Pause again.
And we have a bit of a pause. Who's pausing that?
I can't tell because the starboard is in the way.
Too lag. Okay, just tell them wait 2 minutes. Wait 2 minutes. No problem at all. So hopefully that'll be okay. Yeah, exactly.
Our beautiful faces instead of the ugly Zerg race.
It's
ugly.
Can some Zergs be beautiful? Are they beautiful in their own way?
You know, drones are kind of cute and cuddly.
I would love a drone plushie.
Like Carbot. Carbot's Zerglings actually are pretty cute.
Oh my god, they're so unbelievably
That's what
cute.
I love about Carbot animations.
I would have a room full of those. I would be so happy.
I would.
I don't want like cushions or pillows on my bed. I just want a whole string of Zergling plushies. But they have to look like the Carbot
exactly,
ones.
they have to be the Carbot.
I don't want like the Blizzard fantasy animation, like Kerrigan stroking its head and it looking super evil. No, that's horrible. I don't want those scaly, like, I'm going to rip you to shreds.
But guys, if you're watching right now and you haven't seen Carbot animations, go check it out on YouTube. Because that is one of the most amazing things that has come out from the StarCraft community. That's not a StarCraft game, really, you know, pretty much a StarCraft game in general.
Oh, it's so unbelievably good. If you guys haven't seen it, search for StarCrafts with an S on the end on YouTube, and you will typically find those things there. So what's happening at the moment, guys, we've experienced a little bit of lag here at IPL 5, but fortunately, the gods of esports have shone upon us. Who would the gods of esports be? Like Fatality? Maybe Grubby for War 3? Flash?
Grubby. Flash
has smiled upon us today.
Boxer.
Flash and Boxer both smile upon us together.
Even though it is a Zerg versus Zerg.
Beams of light shining everywhere. And for some reason, nobody got dropped from the game that we were casting. So we are seriously hoping that we can continue to the end of this game. And we're just waiting for BBoong to... No, wait for BBoong. Let's confirm. So ask him. So we're just going to double check to make sure both players are ready, because it's possible that one of them has stood up and like a stretching or something like that while we have the game paused. There was a lot of lag involved. Fortunately, from what we heard, okay, it looks like BBoong has said wait 5 minutes, so we are going to go wait 5 minutes. So KenZy is still on the roof of the Cosmopolitan Hotel, guys, battling the lag monster that has engulfed Las Vegas here. It is the start of the apocalypse, but we are sat here. Oh my god, it's the Lagrog. KenZy versus the Lagrog, ladies and gentlemen. But we're still sat here. We're still casting these games for you. We're still hanging in there strong. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Now, we will be gone for about 5 minutes while we wait for the streams to stabilize. And when they come back, we're going back into BBoong versus XiGua, game number 2. The game is paused. We do not have to regame as it currently stands. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. 2, 1.
All right, hey guys, we're back in the game. It looks like they agreed to go at 1 moment's notice here.
Yeah, so we're going straight back here. BBoong versus XiGua, and it seems like the lag issues are currently resolved. The lag rug has fallen to the might that is KenZy, and we're going to be going back onto Daybreak here with BBoong. 1 game up over XiGua, but the mutas are on the way. Can BBoong continue to deny that third base from XiGua?
Yeah, the first muta now making his way out. There are 5 mutas also in production, so that's going to be a total of 7 mutas now for BBoong, and that tech advantage is going to be so great now. There's no Hydra Den just out just yet, so this is going to be a little bit difficult for him to deal with. He does have the Infestation Pit, he does have Pathogen Glands on the way, he's got Spore Crawlers also popping out, but is it going to be in time, John? That's my question. Is it going to be in time?
It's going to be so difficult. Even if they are out in time, the third base is going to be under so much siege.
But this is what I really love about XiGua's play. He's trying to bait those mutas from not going to any of his bases by putting a whole bunch of Zergling across the map. But the mutas are not buying the bait. They're going straight into the main base here of XiGua. And, oh no, it looks like they're just being a little bit indecisive. They're going to go straight for the Overlords. And that's actually really smart because that's going to put him in the red.
Third base of BBoong now under attack by some Zerglings from XiGua. He's going to be moving in here, but BBoong able to completely and utterly crush that. I want to see these mutas try and deny the third base, though. I think that's going to be really important and really pivotal for this game going into the later stages. BBoong currently up about 40, no, actually 50 supply exactly at the moment, around equal work account. Picking off a couple of Banelings there, and yes.
Banelings, and that's a lot of gas that you don't want to be wasting at this point, especially when you're trying to get Infestors out to deal with these Mutalisks. Is really going to be a little bit in XiGua's disfavor right here. The third base now completely under siege by these mutas. The Zerglings staying around trying to take some of the hits, but here come the Infestors. But a whole bunch of Zergling coming around to surround them as well. The infested Terran are coming out, but they're getting cleaned up really quick as well. And now the mutas are in such a good position. Now where do those Infestors, those Land Sharks run off to? They don't have that much energy left, and it looks like BBoong is able to clean up this third base. A couple of Roaches now coming in here, but there's nothing else to stop these mutas.
That's right, this is what we were talking about here. We needed to see BBoong move out across the map, siege that map control, and try and deny that third base for as long as possible. He has successfully done that here, guys. He's passed that test with flying colors, and now XiGua is being forced.
Quite literally, flying colors.
Ah, see what you did there, man. And now XiGua is moving out across the map with his honey badger roaches because, frankly, that's all he can do at this point.
And yeah, there's nothing really else you can do. Now, we've seen in the past that if you go air, I can just go massive ground and you can't do anything about it. But unfortunately, his numbers are not great enough to really do enough damage. He doesn't even have Glial Reconstitution yet. It's underway. So these are slow roaches.
Oh, no.
And there's not much he can do. Now he's backing up, trying to think of what he can do. He does burrow, but that means that these roaches are all just left in the middle of the map with nothing to do and nothing they can do.
This is disastrous for XiGua right now. He is down over 50 supply. The mutas, while taking the third base from BBoong, was a great choice from him there. He just established the map control, like we mentioned earlier before the game was paused, Sham2, and has successfully denied the third base as well. So BBoong is looking to try and snowball effect this. I wouldn't be surprised to see him grab a fourth base with his next push.
There are currently 40 roaches out on the map right now for BBoong, and he's moving on straight on into XiGua's base. There's too many roaches here for him to deal with. Now those Infestors might get some good fungal growth, but it's not enough. There's even Banelings coming in with this army, and they're going to get some pretty good detonations. Absolutely everything here is being massacred. The GG is thrown down.
G.
Oh my. Oh me, oh my.
Oh me, oh me, oh my.
Oh me, oh my, oh XiGua.